Hey, good morning, folks. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Thanks for joining me for the MLive morning weather update. You know, I have to toe a fine line because sometimes people say, "Oh, that's not a snowstorm. We get big snowstorms here in Michigan. That's not a snowstorm." But I think November 11th, and what looks to be a 4 to 7 inch solid snow, I think we can call that a snowstorm. It's an early season snowstorm. Yeah, it's not a historic type thing, but it's a solid one, and it's our first one, and it's on our favorite trek, I-94. Ugh, I would not want to have to drive that today. Combination of first snow, decent snow, and the drivers on I-94. All right, let's get into it. The main story here is the storm is behaving pretty much as planned, with the exception of the flakes are stacking up. I just wrote a post about this. The snow to water ratio is high. Normally 10 inches of snow to 1 inch of water. That's an average snowfall in Michigan. This one is coming in at 20 inches of snow to 1 inch of water. So that means that they just stack up a little bit easier, and the official measurements will be higher because you don't get the compacting as the snow starts to fall. All right, let's get to it. And if you have any questions or comments or observations about how much snow you've had or haven't had, let us know. Here it is, the radar. And when you see green on the radar, that means bigger flakes. So there's more return coming back to the radar because it's hitting a bigger flake and bouncing back more of a return. So we just got a good solid snow. It's not the world's heaviest snow, but it's not certainly a light snow everywhere either. And it's, snowing in Frankenmuth here, and it's snowing all along I-69, I-96. Hey, Mike Joy. How much for Livonia? Livonia's in that 4 to 7 inch range. I'll show that to you in just a moment here. So here are the official advisories and warnings now. Winter storm warning, Tuscola County, because there could be a band of lake effect come in there into the thumb. Winter weather advisory, and these counties that have lakeshore flood advisories and warnings are also under the winter weather advisory. And this county right here in the southwest corner, that is under a winter storm warning. That's lake effect. Winter storm warning up around Grand Traverse County, Leelanau, Benzie County. Winter weather advisories surrounding that, and then winter storm warnings and advisories across the UP. Sally Wayner, what's happening in the UP? Snow, 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 although it's lake effect there. It's not this system snow. So let's start here with the radar forecast. And this is a model that's been doing really well. And one thing you'll notice is this brighter blue right here. It tries to indicate a band of lake effect snow developing on Saginaw Bay, Lake Huron, coming into the thumb. This is the system snow, and as you go farther south, it gets darker blue and heavier. So this is 1 o'clock this afternoon. It's just snowing everywhere. Jackie Forrest, Shiawassee, you're in the, I would say 4 to 5 inches. I wouldn't put you in the 6 or 7 inch range, Shiawassee. Okay, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Driving home from work, Oakland County, ouch. Detroit, Ann Arbor, ouch. The thumb, these bands coming in, and then starting to get the lake effect organized on the far west side of the state, the shoreline across the UP, and I-94 is still going to remain a mess. In this case, late afternoon or evening, probably best to drop down to 80, 69 down to 80, and run it across. It'll avoid some of the snowfall. Okay, so here we go into 8 o'clock this evening, 9, 10 o'clock. So hang it on in the southeast. And when you add up the time that you can be getting a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch an hour, then the amounts start to actually stack up. Eaton County, yes, Kylie Brockway, we'll get to that. That you're in the You're in the 4 to 7 inch range, but I would say probably not the 7. You're probably more the 4, definitely 4, 5, maybe 6. Okay, now we're at midnight tonight, and the snow system, the snowstorm is gone, and then the lake effect takes over. And we're at tomorrow morning, no snow in the southeast, but you've got your significant band of lake effect coming in the southwest corner and developing all along the west side and across the UP. So different driving technique tomorrow. And again, I would still take, if you were going to Chicago, I would still run down to 80, I would say, and over, because I-94 will still give you a lot more snow than, than 80 would. Connie Hutchinson, Tecumseh, you're in the 4 to 7 inch also. And we go through tomorrow, and it's just pure lake effect. And it breaks down rather quickly by tomorrow evening, but then by Wednesday, another snow system. This will be for the northern sections coming in, as southern sections might warm up enough to have a few rain showers. Here are the snow totals, okay? Let's go to noon. And I'm using a little bit older of a model just so you get a snow total, not additional snow. Okay. How bad for Monroe County? Wanda, we're right here now. And Monroe County, you're in the 4 to 7 inch band, but you might be down toward the 4 too, because the snow amounts will start to taper off. So we're looking at noon. So you're on the I-94 corridor. You're a solid 3 to 5 inches by noon. We're going to 6 o'clock tonight, and that's why I say the snow amounts kicked up about 1 to 2 inches. Yesterday, this was the heavy area of snow forecast, and was about 3 to 5. Now it's 6 or 7. This is also showing up on all models now with a enhancement off of Saginaw Bay into Bay County, an area of 4 to 6 inches. The thumb, we always knew, the tip of Huron County and eastern part of Sanilac County, we always knew would get hammered. The hammering starts in the southwest corner and also through Leelanau County, Benzie County, in toward Manistee and Ludington because of a northeast wind today. And then it starts to shift to a northwest wind. And this is where you'll total out for southern Michigan by this evening. Jennifer Lamette, Lapeer, I would call Lapeer at least 3 to probably up to 5 inches. Probably 4 or 5 in Lapeer. Sugar Shake, yeah. Norton Shores. Yeah, you're kind of in an odd spot in Muskegon, where you missed most of this first southern system snow, and then the winds won't be real favorable for you to get heavy lake effect widespread in Muskegon County. When to start shoveling, Brandy Schwartz? Well, the nice thing too is, like I said, this is a low moisture snow. So 6 inches will weigh the amount that a normal 3-inch snow would weigh. So that's, I guess, the good news. That blows around a little bit. I haven't calculated the Torregrossa drifting index on this one yet because it doesn't look like an extremely windy storm system, snowstorm. It looks like north winds at 10 to maybe 15 or 20 mile an hour occasional gust. That will certainly kick up 4 inches, 5 inches of light snow and make it drift, but I wouldn't call it a real big blowing snow type situation. So let's just go back to this. And CJ Brimmer, 3 to 5 Flint. Yes, I would say so. At least 3. Probably Flint, you could say 4 to 6. Okay. I do have posts through the day. We'll keep you updated. This was the post yesterday. Michigan's first substantial snow coming, another pounding for the north. And in here, I had yesterday's snow forecast. This was yesterday, so kind of a little bit farther north on the heavy axis, and like I said, about 2 inches more. And now I've got an active post up there if you want to read more about it or stare at the map. I'm using the same model that I just showed you. Okay, so there you go. It's really a pretty easy scenario for you to understand. It's snow. It's snow everywhere pretty much from Mount Pleasant southward today. Farther south you go, the heavier. I-94 corridor. I love it when snowstorms kind of line up along a road that we know. The I-94 corridor, the center of the heavy axis. Watch out. Let's hope we don't get the first season pile up. You know how that goes. So take her slow. Melissa Zawizza. What will Leelanau get? You're going to get the lake effect starting tonight into tomorrow, and you're looking at probably 6 to 12 inches is a pretty good bet. You know, lake effect varies a lot, so you might be in a spot where you say, hey, we didn't get 6 inches, we got 4 or 5, but you might drive 3 miles down the road and you might find a foot. Brittany Hamilton, when should it stop? It will stop in the southern part of Lower Michigan. I would call it this evening. Now, that's a good question. Let's go back to Brittany Hamilton's question, and then we'll hit Ann Arbor since we got a lot of questions here. When will it stop? It depends on where you're at, okay? This is 4 o'clock this afternoon. Southwest lower, it will be winding down early to mid-afternoon, okay? And you'll start to get into the lake effect more toward the shoreline. If you're talking the southeast part of the state, you probably got to go to about 8, 9, 10 o'clock before it stops. Almont, you're in that 4 to 7 inch range, definitely. And someone asked about Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor, you are I-94 corridor, last I checked, so you are going to be in that 4 to 7 inch range and probably more toward the 6 to 7 inch. Brittany Hamilton, Lansing to Kalamazoo, wanting to know when it will end. Okay. Let's see here. I would say you're looking at early evening before it comes to an end in that stretch, 6 to 8 o'clock, maybe a little bit earlier than that. A lot of these storms end a couple of hours earlier than we think. So, there you have it. We'll keep you updated here on MLive through the day. I don't expect really any big surprises coming forward. You know, will the 4 to 7 go to 5 to 8? Maybe. But it's all snow. Who cares if it's 4 inches or 5 or 6? It's all going to do the same. How about driving to Chicago? You got a mess because they're on the I-94 corridor and it extends back there and they're getting the snow now. So you're going to have the same thing, 4 to 6 inches of snow. North Muskegon estimate for snowfall. I would say you miss most of the system snow, an inch or so, and then the lake effect is real tough on Muskegon. I would say probably another couple of inches over the course of tonight and Tuesday. Think they're still going to get warmer again? Yes, definitely still get warmer. Warmer. I'm not going to use the word warm because what your warm and my warm are two different things. I will say warmer than average. It's probably going to be about November 20th before we start to get out of the deep freeze and have some 40s back. And bear in mind, our normal high now, southern half of Michigan, is 45 or so. So to stay at 28 degrees forever going into winter would be really, really extreme, and it just won't happen. So I do think we will have some 40s. We will have some melting. This storm will likely be gone in the southern half of Michigan before the next storm comes in. When is that? I don't know just yet, but we will have some warming. Raking leaves, I know, that's a tough one. You might be into an April matted down mess type raking there. All right, everybody be careful. I will keep you updated on MLive. You've got the scoop. Now our focus will turn its attention to heavy lake effect after this storm moves through and record cold temperatures on the way for everybody. Make sure you take your outside hoses off the faucet. I learned this from my plumber friend. You know, the faucets, they call them hydrants, the plumbers do. We call them faucets, spigots. Those are called frost-free. But if you leave that hose on there, it doesn't allow the water to drain back out. And if you had a gap around that hole and cold air got in, it could freeze inside that pipe inside your house, just inside in your basement or crawl space. He tells me the pipe is thinner than your normal 3/4 inch copper pipe, so it'll crack. You won't notice it really, perhaps. And then when you go to turn your water on in the spring, your water's coming outside, but water's also leaking inside in your house. So definitely do that. He had a couple more tips. Going away for the holidays, I always do this up north. I shut the well pump off, at the electric panel, just in case something busted, frozen, or just for whatever reason, the pump won't keep running and fill your basement with water. But he also mentions that I never thought about it. Should do the same thing on city water. So here in Frankenmuth, shut-off valve is right down there. If we go away for a holiday for an extended time period, I'm going to definitely make sure that I shut the whole house off, just as a 15-second thing that you can do for easy type of insurance, okay? Hey, thank you, Glow Feldkamp, for that accolades on that tip. There you have it. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Thanks for joining me this morning. I may do a live this afternoon, but I'll certainly keep you updated on MLive. Please share.